Welcome to Safe Again, a mind body soul reset for the anxiety tired, module 1. Why anxiety feels so real, even when nothing's happening. Welcome, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be starting on time. My name's Julie and I'll be guiding you through today's session. If you've got any questions, feel free to hold on to them and I'll make time at the end to answer everything. This is a soft, judgment-free space. You're welcome to keep your camera on or off, grab some water, stretch, lie down, or just listen. No pressure. Just take what you need. As a wise man once said, you're not a drop in the ocean, you're the entire ocean in a drop. Anxiety might have shaped your patterns, but it doesn't get to shape your future. Today we'll begin by gently untangling anxiety so you can start to reset your nervous system and reclaim your peace. Let's begin. Module 1. Why anxiety feels so real. Once upon a time there was a young woman, let's call her Emma. Emma was scrolling through TikTok one night trying to unwind when a live stream popped up in her feed. The camera was unsteady, focused on the back of the classroom, the dim light casting long shadows. In the background, muffled voices murmured, the occasional sharp sound breaking through, a loud bang, a cry. It felt like something that didn't fit. Emma's fingers froze on the screen, her heart pounding as the scene unfolded. She couldn't tell if it was staged, a prank, or something much more terrifying. The unease crept up her spine. She realized she was too scared to look away. The whispers were low, the breaths shallow, the silence afterwards felt suffocating. Emma froze. It was like her body was absorbed in the moment, even though she was watching from a screen halfway across the world. She didn't know anyone in the video. She wasn't even in that country. Yet, that moment replayed in her mind over and over. She couldn't help it. What if this happens near me? What if it happens to someone I care about? What if it's tomorrow? Her anxiety began spiraling. She wasn't just imagining the worst. It was as if her body knew the worst was about to happen. It wasn't just a future projection. It was constant, gnawing fear that something catastrophic was coming, even though the rational part of her mind could see no reason for it. The more she thought about it, the worse it became. When will it happen and where? The unknowns were unbearable. She couldn't shake the feeling of imminent danger, even though there was no immediate threat. The ambiguity of when or where made her anxious. She couldn't rest because she didn't know when or where it would hit or where she'd be. It made her seek out reassurance. Should I install more locks? Should I carry pepper spray? The uncertainty felt overwhelming. The more she thought about it, the more everything in her life started to feel uncertain. The emotional rumination consumed her, and before she knew it, Emma was crying. Tears down her cheeks. Her mind was spinning with worst-case scenarios. What if I'm not prepared? What if I'm caught in something I can't escape from? What if it's me next time? Her body tensed as though it was real. Each thought cutting through her like a cold wave, even when she knew the situation wasn't happening to her, but the stress felt so vivid, so suffocating, she couldn't shake it. The weight of those fears felt so real and they made her feel so small, powerless even. Every time she felt her heart race, her stomach would knot. She couldn't help but think back to that feeling. The last time she felt this tightness in her chest, something bad happened. The last time she had this feeling, a relative had died. It must be a sign that something is wrong. It felt like a repeating pattern. The anxiety always came back. I've always felt like this. I've never been able to escape it. This belief only made things worse. Emma felt as though she was at the mercy of the forces outside of her control. Society, law, politics, crime rates, everything outside of her seemed like a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. She couldn't change it. So she tried to control what she could, but it didn't make her feel safe, it only deepened her fear. She couldn't compartmentalize it. Everything in her life started to feel connected by that thread of anxiety. Maybe I should stockpile food. Maybe I should stay at home more. Maybe I should just never leave the house again. But what if there was a different way to look at this? As the brilliant Eckhart Tolle once said, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Today we begin the process of unraveling these deep fears one by one. and understanding why anxiety can feel so real, even when nothing is actually happening, will gently start to reset your nervous system, take the pressure off trying to control everything, and reclaim your peace. Let's begin. Why am I even talking to you about this? Because you're thoughtful, capable, and deeply aware of your own power. Yet sometimes it feels like something inside is holding you back from fully embracing the true essence of who you are. Because no one ever told you that your anxiety isn't a reflection of your worth. It's simply a pattern your mind created to protect you, to keep you safe in a world full of uncertainty. And maybe deep down, you've asked yourself, why do I still feel like I'm not enough, even though I've done so much work to heal and grow? Anxiety can feel like a heavy cloud that lingers, but remember, this isn't who you are. It's not permanent. Just as clouds pass to reveal their clear skies, so too can this anxiety lift, leaving room for peace, clarity, and compassion. This journey is about remembering the truth of who you've always been. Beneath the layers of fear and doubt, there's this radiant being full of light and infinite potential. With the right guidance, you can release these old patterns and return to a place of deep inner peace. You can shift your relationship with yourself, embracing your inherent worth and allowing your spirit to flourish once again. You are already whole. You are already enough. You are always worthy of love and joy. The time has come to awaken your true self and let go of the weight that's been holding you back. What are we really talking about here? Before we dive in deep today, let's take a moment to pause and ask something vulnerable. What would it feel like just to be okay with the anxious parts of you? Not the version you try and calm down for others, not the controlled, put together version you show when you're trying to seem like you're in control, not the person you pretend to be to avoid a spiral of worry. Maybe you've even thought, if I could just convince myself everything's fine, I could be calmer, more relaxed, more something, and then maybe I'd stop feeling this constant tension. And that's not silly, that's the anxiety talking, because when you live with anxiety, it's not just about feeling nervous or being stressed, it's a quiet, persistent sense that something is wrong, even when everything is okay. You've probably heard advice, just breathe, let it go. But if it was that easy, you wouldn't be here. This space is different. We're not here to suppress anxiety or try and force it out. We're gently learning to work with it, to calm the nervous system in a way that feels safe, not forced. It's about learning to coexist with anxiety, to reclaim your peace, and to build trust with your own mind again. You are healing, and it starts here, even if you wish you could hit pause on every anxious thought. So, who will you trust on this journey of healing? Therapists, counselors, self-help books? They can guide you, but no quick fix can truly solve it. The real question is, how will you choose to feel safe in your own body and mind? Because this isn't about managing anxiety, it's about creating peace from within. And that's a choice you get to make. About me, I'm Julie. I hold a professional certificate in clinical hypnotherapy and psychotherapy. I'm a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming and a life coach. I work with the mind and subconscious mind to help you unlock your true potential. Anxiety has a pattern. Let's take a gentle look at what's really going on. If you're here, it's probably because your mind feels like it's always on. You worry, you overthink, you plan for worst case scenarios. Even when things are calm, your body might still feel tense, alert, on edge. Anxiety isn't just in your head. It's in your nervous system, your memory, your breath, and while it might feel like a flaw, it's actually brilliant but outdated survival response that learned to protect you a little too well. Let's take a soft, honest look at some of the patterns anxiety creates, not to label you, but to help recognize what's happening behind the scenes, because once you see it, you can start to shift it. You're wired for survival, and you can rewire for peace. Future orientation. I'm always bracing for something bad, even when nothing's wrong. I can't relax. My mind's stuck in what ifs. Intolerance for ambiguity. If I don't know what's going to happen, I can't cope. I need answers, plans, certainty, something to hold on to. external locus of control. It feels like everything's out of my hands. The world decides what happens. I'm just trying to survive it. Emotional rumination. I keep replaying things in my head. My body reacts like it's happening all over again. I can't seem to let it go. Global communication style. It just feels like too much. Everything's overwhelming and I don't know where to start or what to fix. Lack of compartmentalization. One worry turns into 100, from I need groceries to what if I can't get food for a year. Self-referencing. This feeling in my gut, it's familiar. The last time I felt this way, something bad happened, so now I panic. Stable attributional style. I've always been like this, anxious, overwhelmed. It feels permanent. It's like who I am. You've just taken a brave step, one that says, I'm ready to understand myself with more compassion. So take a breath and let this land. None of these patterns define you. They have been part of your nervous system's way of trying to keep you safe. And the beautiful thing, if they were learned, they can also be unlearned. As we keep going, we gently explore new ways of feeling safe, grounded, and connected. In your body, your mind, and spirit, you're doing beautifully. Let's keep going one soft step at a time. How your subconscious mind works. Let's talk about how your brain handles stuff, because honestly, it's a bit of a drama queen. Right now, it's quietly managing your whole life, blinking, breathing, adjusting your posture, keeping you from falling over while standing in line for coffee. You don't even have to ask it to do it. It just does. Total control freak. Now imagine you start thinking about something random but weirdly captivating, like backyard pizza oven, or really specific life-changing water bottle everyone's raving about. Maybe a new skincare routine that requires 12 steps and a moon chant. You tell yourself it's just a passing thought, but no, suddenly you're reaching for sourdough starters, comparing insulated bottle reviews, and wondering if your pores are emotionally blocked. You didn't even want any of this 2 days ago. Now imagine thinking about those things every day for a year. What happens? Your kitchen's full of burnt sourdough experiments, your shelf is stacked with half-used moisturizers, and you're the proud owner of 6 reusable bottles that all claim to change your life. It's not your fault. Your brain's being quietly hijacked by your vibe. Here's what's really going on. Your brain is built to react. You feed it a thought, maybe I need this. It fires up the whole emotional playlist. The hypothalamus chimes in, the pituitary gland gets excited. Chemicals flood your system and suddenly your body's like, yes, we need that pH balanced water. This creates a loop. The more you think about it, the more your brain and body play along. It doesn't even ask if it's helpful. It just follows the script. Now, swap out water bottle obsession for anxious thought. Same process. You think, what if I mess that up? What if something bad happens? What if I can't fix this? Boom, your brain gets all dramatic again. It throws the same chemicals into your systems. The body reacts. Maybe you cry. Maybe you feel it in your chest, your stomach, your shoulders, that tight, buzzy feeling. That's not your intuition. That's just your brain doing its best impression of your doomsday prepper. So what do? We stop feeding the loop. We treat those anxious thoughts like we'd treat an ad for 7 water bottles. Thanks, but no thanks. We let them float by. No deep dives, no 12-step analysis. Just let them pass like weird trends on the internet. Because here's the truth, your brain's not broken. It's just a little over-enthusiastic. And anxiety is just your inner drama queen thinking it's saving the day. But we're on to it now. You don't need to fight your brain. You just need to stop handing it the script. What are you planting in the garden of your mind? Have you ever thought about your mind like a garden? It's a powerful metaphor because just like a garden, the thoughts you plant today determine what you'll grow tomorrow. We have a choice to decide what we nourish our minds with, just like a gardener has control over the seeds they choose to plant. So let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves, what are we planting? Is it nourishing, empowering, and uplifting? Is it feeding our fears, doubts, anxieties? As Earl Nightingale said in The Stranger's Secret, the human mind is much like a farmer's land. The land gives the farmer a choice. He may plant whatever he chooses. The land doesn't care what is planted. It's up to the farmer to decide. The mind, like the land, will return whatever you plant. If you plant corn, you get corn. If you plant nightshade, a deadly poison, you get nightshade. It's the same with our minds. We can plant success or failure, good or evil, confusion or clarity, but what we plant is what we get back. Remember, your mind doesn't judge what you plant. It simply grows what you sow. So take a moment to decide what sort of garden you'd like to cultivate. The power is in your hands, and you can choose to plant thoughts that help you thrive, heal, and create a life full of peace and possibility. You're the gardener, and today is the perfect day to start planting seeds of calm, self-love, and clarity. How to start shifting it. Before we wrap up, I'd love to invite you into a short guided hypnosis session. You don't need to close your eyes unless it feels right. Just allow yourself to tune out the outside world for a moment and gently turn inward. If you're not quite ready or it's not your thing, that's completely okay too. Just listening with an open heart can still be powerful. This track is called Safe to Grow, Planting Seeds of Peace. It's designed to softly remind your nervous system that it's okay to relax. You are safe now. Healing is already happening. The future holds light. So if you're in, let's begin. And as you take a deep breath in now, you might find yourself thinking, but things never work out for you. And as you exhale, you might even feel the stress building, as though this is just how it's going to be forever. But as you breathe again, notice how with every breath, you feel your body relaxing just a little more, letting go of what you don't need. And right now, it might feel easier to believe that when bad things happen to you and that nothing really makes a difference. But notice with each slow breath, how a little more calm can enter your body, softening any tension you've been carrying. Maybe without realizing it, you've been telling yourself, I'm just an anxious person, thinking that when things go wrong, it's all your fault. But what if right now you could simply relax? Let go of that thought as your breath naturally deepens. With every breath, you're planting a seed of peace, even if you don't know it yet. You don't have to force the peace, just like you don't have to force your breath. It comes naturally. Let it settle inside, taking root with each inhale. Your breath knows how to breathe, just as it knows how to relax. And with each breath, you allow the seeds of peace to grow and bloom. And here's the thing, sometimes even when you try and control everything, it doesn't quite work out. But you don't need to control your breath, do you? Your body already knows how to breathe, and with each deep inhale, you're allowing your calm to expand inside, and each exhale, you're releasing what no longer serves you. Now, as you take this relaxing breath, those old thoughts might pop up, like things like this always happen to me, or I've always been this way. But notice how your breath can help soften those thoughts. It can fade, leaving a space for a new kind of calm to emerge, just like a seed planted in soil waiting to sprout. You don't have to do anything except breathe, and in doing so, you're already making room for change. It's effortless. It's like the way your body breathes naturally, so continue to breathe, knowing it's already working. You're planting peace right now, effortlessly, naturally, just by being here. And as you notice each breath, you might feel that familiar worry creeping in, like a story you've heard so many times before. With every inhale, it can almost feel as though that pull towards worry is part of the natural rhythm, an instinctive reaction. But as you exhale, feel how that unease gently floats in and out, like a seed being planted in fertile ground, but only until you decide to let it go. And as you continue to breathe, imagine that this moment is like planting a seed of peace. Right here, right now, you're creating space for something beautiful to grow simply by breathing. You're already sowing the foundation of peace within you, creating a safe space for your thoughts to grow gently with ease. And with every breath, you're cultivating calm, nurturing this seed, giving it room to sprout and flourish slowly. You're drifting towards a sense of tranquility. moving with ease in the rhythm of your breath. It feels like you're drawing closer to a peaceful moment without force, but natural growth. And as you continue to breathe without even trying, you might even sense a subtle shift, a soft reassurance growing inside you, just as natural as your breath. This is the peace you've been nurturing, the seed you've planted with every inhale and exhale. You might start to wonder if things have changed in your awareness just by noticing what hasn't changed. Could it be by focusing on what feels familiar, a new awareness has begun to take shape as you breathe and notice how the seed you planted was beginning to grow with every breath? That seed of peace you've sown is taking root, even if you can't see its full growth. With every inhale and exhale, that awareness is expanding, just like planting a seed, just like a plant reaching for the sun. Some might feel rooted in the earth, grounded and calm, while others might feel lighter, floating effortlessly above the surface. But notice with each breath, you're creating space for that growth. Just as a seed doesn't need to try hard to grow, you're allowing peace to bloom inside you effortlessly. It's happening naturally, and soon you'll notice that your awareness is shifting, growing, evolving, just as the seed of peace begins to sprout. In a moment, I'm going to share a story with you. Picture Janie, the quality control inspector, holding her ruler as if it's a lifeline, believing that any deviation will cause chaos. But despite her best efforts, the world around her shifts and changes, whether she likes it or not. What if Janie could breathe and let go, recognizing that change is a part of life, like the natural growth of a plant? And then there's Gary, the data entry specialist, deleting any tiny typos, as though it's a flaw that will bring the whole system down. He tries so hard to keep everything perfect, but even in his precision, change happens. What if Gary could breathe and accept that change is constant, just like a seed growing into a tree? Think of Samantha, the archaeologist, carefully tending to each manuscript, fearing that one misfiled document will bring ruin. But even in the perseverance, change is inevitable. What if Samantha could breathe and accept her role, like the nurturing of a seed is part of an ever-changing cycle? And then imagine Larry, the maintenance technician, working hard to keep everything running smoothly. But machines like plants, they grow older and they change. What if Larry could breathe, allowing natural wear and tear to happen, knowing that peace grows within change? Like a seed, these stories are all about growth, finding peace even when things shift and change. It's like planting a seed, nurturing it, and trusting that it will grow naturally. Just like planting seeds, you have the power to create space for change. Imagine focusing on what stays the same when it brings you comfort, like the feeling of warmth of your morning coffee. But when it's time for growth, when you're ready for change, let go of the fixed mindset that nothing shifts. Embrace the possibility of small changes, because with every breath you're planting seeds of peace that will grow and evolve in ways you may not even realize. And as you begin to notice these changes, recognize the small shifts you make just by breathing, just by allowing yourself to grow, are the seeds that will bloom into lasting peace. Let your mind and body breathe into the possibility that peace, like a seed, can be nurtured and grow in unexpected ways, bringing you closer to your true calm self. So the next time you catch yourself thinking nothing changes, remember peace is already growing. It's there with every breath you take, in every moment you allow for growth, and with every seed you plant. The peace inside you becomes more real, more alive, more yours to nurture and enjoy. Welcome back. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. As you can probably feel, the hypnosis session has helped guide you into a space of calm, allowing your body and mind to relax. You've already taken that important first step towards change, especially when it comes to understanding why anxiety can feel so overwhelming, even when nothing seems to be happening. This marks the completion of Module 1, Why Anxiety Feels So Real, Even When Nothing's Happening. I'm really excited to keep going with you, and over the next few days, we'll dive into 5 powerful modules, each designed to help you dig deeper into your healing and give you the tools to build your inner strength. Module 1, Why Anxiety Feels So Real. Module 2, Spot the Patterns, Reclaim Your Power. Module 3, Reset Your Body's Alarm System. Module 4, Compartmentalize the Chaos. Module 5, Rebuild Inner Safety and Confidence. Each of these modules will build on the progress you've made today, even if you're feeling the afterglow of the session. Just know that the next steps will help continue you to release, reframe, and transform the patterns that have been fueling your anxiety. You're on your way to becoming the most empowered version of yourself. Let's keep this momentum going. Thank you for taking this courageous step. I honor your willingness to face your anxiety and show up for yourself. I'm truly grateful to walk alongside you on this sacred journey of growth, healing, and empowerment. The path ahead is one of deep transformation where we'll work together to shift the patterns of anxiety and create lasting inner peace. I can't wait to see the beautiful unfolding of your soul as you reclaim your sense of calm and strength.